Well, basically I can go back to 1947 when Vinny Guerrero and I played for St. Aloysius Boys Town. We played in the City League, we won the city championship. In 1948, I was no longer a teenager. By maturity wise, I was married at 17. I went out and tried out after reading the Stockton Record that semi-pro teams were holding tryouts at Tribune Park, playing the Twilight League and other city leagues. I and a couple other fellows went out there. We were shunted off the side. Well, three of us Mexicans. Nobody paid attention to us. I tried out for all these teams, and I was never given a chance to try out for the teams. So why should I try out for these teams if they don't want me? I'll get my own team. So I started asking around where I could find some ball players. I got few names. Then I went to Tracy, which was the first town I had gone to. So contacted George Morales, arranged for a home-and-home game with Tracy. Then Richie Valverde and myself went to Sacramento, made the rounds of ballparks, were given some names of who to talk to, went to some of the local beer clubs and talked to the managers of Mexican ball teams. We arranged for a home-and-home game with Sacramento, two teams I remember, in 48. Then after we played them in Sacramento, they came and played us in Stockton. From there, we got a hold of other ball team managers, Tracy, Merced. That was the first original 6 games that we played was in 1948. In 49, we had, I believe, there must 5 teams. We played 10 games. Then in 50, 51 is when we finally got uniforms. The uniforms, of course, were sponsored by local merchants. They dictated what you wore on the back of your uniform. We were walking billboards, but we looked good. Then on Sundays, of course, when we went out of town to play, you took your family, you knew you were going to be taken care of in whatever city you played. Your children were fed, your wives were fed, the players were all fed. We had a real nice time. Then when that team came to visit us in Stockton, our wives used to go out of their way to try to make it a better hosting. They would work double hard, try to make it double nice. It just seemed like they fought more to win friendship than the ball players did.
That's when the thought of having a league formed was brought up, and we had the nucleus of having a team league, let's put it that way. We had 2 teams from Sacramento, 1 from Woodland, 2 from Merced, played teams from LaGrange, San Jose, San Francisco, Pittsburgh. Those are all teams that we played, so it wouldn't be hard to form a league. At that time, nobody, amongst us 5, nobody wanted to take the job of forming a league, but we knew that Primo had all contacts. So we talked, along with changing the name from Pan American to Mexico. We thought, well, that's a good time to start a league.
So I told him I'd contact the bar owners, team managers. We all had a meeting. Everybody accepted the fact that they would want to have a league. They did so. So in 1955, we played our first game under the sanctions of the California Mexican Baseball League. But it was all a nice feeling to participate in the Cal-Mex League. It was a family-oriented baseball league. All the families look forward to going to play out of town. Take your kids, spend the Sunday, come back, you had your outing. If we hosted the visiting team from Sacramento, Merced, or whatever team came to play in Stockton, it was the visiting team was hosted. All the local wives did all the cooking. The players would all participate in paying for the beverages. We would have like a little family picnic. We'd have music. There'd be dancing on the grass, dancing in the ball diamonds. It was a complete outing for the family.
If I had to name somebody, I would probably name Primo first. Primo, Sue Valverde, and Saunders Orozco. Ruben Lamone was just another ball player. He had nothing to do with stuff with me. His name's on the board right now, but down deep, everybody knows that Primo and Sue Valverde and Saunders Orozco was the ones that really started this league. I can name a lot of ball players that are not even here today that would back me up on that.
In 55, Saunders, and I think Primo, Stu Valverde got together, and I believe what I did. I could tell you what happened when I played, not after or before. But they're the ones I believe that got the league started. Because I know the clubhouse was at Valverde's place. That was a clubhouse in back. But then we played ball, and Tubby Alvarez managed the ball club. And as we went by, we were lucky to get in there, and we won. Club Mexico won the championship. The first year they had the league, we wound up beating San Jose for the championship of the California Mexican League. It was especially more so when I played for the old timers. You get up to bat, you hit the ball. You know it might be a base hit, but in your mind you say, I hope it is, because you don't get them very often. But then you start running towards first base, and every tip you take towards that first base, it seems like somebody's got a rope on that first base, and he's pulling away from you. Every step you take, that base is getting further. And you're saying to yourself, man, that thing's only 90 foot, and I've only ran 150 foot now. And that it goes away, keeps on going. And I think that's why a person gets so old, instead of him finish running it down, he stops. Because he says, there's no use, I can't catch that person.
When I was growing up like that, would come out and have something like that. But whatever's happening here now, I can't believe that they're going around saying that he deserves this and he deserves that. Like Mel says, there's only two guys that I would name that got diamonds after. The East Diamond after Saunders, and the West Diamond after Primo. And like I say, I was one of the originals. I call myself one of the originals of Cal-Mex, the Cal-Mexican League. One of the players that was like the founder of the Cal-Mexican League. And I was only in high school. I was only 18 years old when Primo called me to play for him. But to me, I'll never forget the memories I had of playing baseball for the teams from Sacramento were all good teams to play against. They were friendly. And the team from Merced, I haven't really done. They were all good. You know, because even see, I wasn't married at the time, but even then, the wives of the teams, like Primo's wife and Saunders, they would all get together and they'd try to outdo the other team. and the other team's wives would try to outdo Club Mexico's wives. So they had their own battle too.
It didn't cost much to entertain the family, and it was a very family-oriented gathering. It made friends. It was all about it. You could ask anybody 1 hour after the game what the score was. Nobody knew. They didn't care. Like I said, it was just one big happy family.
We would host each other. In other words, we played Sacramento, Gracie, San Jose, no matter who we played, they would host us. And when they come here, then we'd host the other team. But thinking it over, I don't know to go back to see which was the best. Playing the ball game, or getting the ball game started, getting it over with, and go having to eat.
When I was in high school, I was playing with Benny Guerrero. And when he came, I'll never forget, he was up to bat. They put him first, that lead off, and I was second. And he threw an inside pitch to him, and he rolled with it. And I said, second? There's nothing to it. So I got up there, and the next pitch came in, and same thing like they threw Benny. I tried to roll. I got hit right square in the back. Boom! I said, oh, my God. I said, that's it. See, he'd already learned that, how to do it, you know. And I thought, I learned the hard way how to do it.
When I seen it, I said, oh my God. Well, I don't know if he called for a straight ball or the pitcher threw him a curveball. He threw the curveball and threw him a straight ball. But he wound up the ball. I don't know which finger it went through. It either went through this one or this one. He split his hand all the way up. Open him wide open. So then, that wasn't the, well, that was bad enough. Then he come out there and we all get in a circle, look around and say, who's going to catch? We need a catcher. So, but then eventually they had Don Freed on there. So Don Freed was the third baseman. So Don went to third and I went to cut, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And that's when I started my catching career. And every time I got the ball to start winding up, the only thing I could see is his hand split wide open. I says, you nut, what the hell are you doing back here? You got better range than this. But when you get so old, I guess your brains get scrambled, and you just don't care.
I think my biggest memory of playing for Club Mexico was the day when I went 17 innings. I was pitching, and I went 17 innings pitching against Merced. And I'll never forget Sacas going, "That boy Ace." That's what he used to call me, "That boy Ace." So we were going up to Merced to play, and you can ask Primo. I turned around and told Sacas, "Hey, Sac, I didn't got it. I just don't got it today." So he said, "You haven't even started yet, Ace." I went out there in the first inning and they pounded the heck out of me. And Sacas coming in after the inning was over. He sat down next to me and says, "Ace, you're right. You ain't got it."
I remember in their younger days, of course, it was family get together. You enjoyed it, but then you got too old. So that the younger ball players took over, we sat on the benches. One day, one of the older Sacramento ball players ran into me, says, "You know, we sure had a lot of fun in our younger days, playing against Stockton, Sacramento teams." He says, "I miss it." I said, "Why don't we do it again? Can you get a team together for next Sunday? Welcome to Stockton." That's been about 10, 12 years ago. You had to be over 50 to qualify to be a player. He fielded a team. They came to Stockton. Every year now, for 10, 12 years, we've been playing home and home games, 3, 4, 6 games a year. Old timers playing.
this guy, they wanted to beat us so bad. And Primo got down and he went places. He said, just throw the fastball. He said, don't even wait for anything else. So you go back to catch and he tell the guy, it's a fastball coming. I thought to myself, what tell this guy, what the hell I'm gonna throw? I throw it, and the guy let it go by, strike. He said, well, he says, I told you once, he said, I'll tell you again, it's a fastball. And he says, I looked at him again, I took him at 3-1, I turned around and said, man, this guy was the big bounded. Right, dude. The guy didn't even swing the bat. I guess the Primo said, this is the one you're going to get, fastball. He put his glove up high, like this, and I threw it. For the first time in my life, I threw a pitch where Primo wanted it. And the guy swung at it. And he got so mad he started crying. I don't know, Primo was going to do that.
Being around the guys and playing ball and having fun, that was the main thing. And as years going on, I know Primo would call me up and say, hey, we got a ball game Sunday. We got to go to Modesto. We got to go to Sacramento. Well, those days you go back a little bit. You didn't practice. You just played ball. Well, going to work Monday morning was tough. So as years went on, and then I become the manager of the old timers, well, hey, we got to start working out a little bit. You know, the guys get up Monday morning, you got to go to work, so let's work out a little bit. And this is what we've been doing for the last few years. We work out one night a week, and we play ball on Sundays. And boy, I'll tell you, it's a big difference, and the guys really enjoy it.
But I'd give anything in the world if I could go back and do the same thing over again. I'd do it over and over again. Because it's something that's in my blood, and you don't even know how to write, even right today. I could go up there and see the guys, and I wish could be standing right alongside them, running around, jumping around, but not anymore. But like I say, I mean, I wish that clock could turn back, and I do the same thing in the California Mexican League. That was a great part of my life.
After you've gone through your youth, you play for the old timers teams, and of course your sports, all your energy's gone. You're an old man up there playing baseball. But you play for one day. Something comes back to you. And this happened to me against Sacramento. The mind is, you always have fun. You always go back to yesteryear. Like 2 years ago, before I suffered my knee injury, I'm up at bat. I see the pitcher go into his windup. I see his arm come over his shoulder. I see the way he's grabbing the ball. I see how he's turning his hand. I see he's going to throw a curve. I timed my timing just as I did yesteryear. I hit the hardest ball I have hit in years. The center fielder has so much respect for me, he was playing right behind the second baseman. When I hit that ball, I hit it at least 50 yards behind him. So as I'm rounding first base, I see him running back to go get that ball. I figured, in the park, home run. My youth came back to me again. I took off at high speed. I took off so fast, my pants fell down to my ankles. I tripped, fell, I bit the dust. I finally had to crawl back to first base. I ended up getting a single out of what I figured to be a home run. The one person that was very happy to see me get back to first base was my wife. She knew my history. I never wore shorts when I played baseball. That Sunday I did wear shorts, and she appreciated it. That brings back old memories, and you make you think, I still want to play ball. So I'm looking forward to making a comeback next year with 2 good years. Your children were fed, wives were fed, the players were all fed. We had a Real nice time. Then when that team came to visit us in Stockton, our wives used to go out of their way to try to make it a better hosting. They would work double hard, try to make it double nice. It just seemed like they fought more to win friendship than the ball players did on the ball field. We didn't care about who won, who lost. The thing is, we made sure that we had friends in Sacramento, in Tracy, San Jose, Modesto, Merced. These are all friends that if you happened to drive through the town and didn't stop, they felt instilled. That's what they thought of your friendship. That's what the league, or it wasn't a league then. It was just baseball teams. That's what it meant to us.